everybody, this is Ananya, and what I thought is, instead of sitting and learning the theory and going through every single step in Java, why not learn using exercises? Won't that be a much more practical way? So rather than first learn the theory, then solve exercises, let's just directly jump to the exercises part and we learn the theory along the way, right? Now, before we get started, today's topic is on data types. We will be solving an exercise on data types, a few of them, all right? So before we get started, for those who are not so confident with variables and data types, here is a very, very short intro for you. So basically a recap. So what's a variable? A variable is a set of letters and numbers, imagine them, that stores values needed for your program. Imagine a container and you're keeping going on and on putting values inside various containers. Now, is it a little confusing? Well, here's an example. Let's say you have x is equal to 1. X is the variable, equal to is the assignment, and 1 is your value. You're storing 1 inside x, that is the variable. Another one, name is equal to Ananya. So you can have numbers, strings, and a lot more. Now, here is where data types come into play. What are data types? Imagine it as the type of the value you are storing. For example, 1 was integer. Ananya was a string. Now that you have a lot of idea about it, now there are various types of data types, all right? So you have Boolean, integer, float, double, character, string, long, short, whatnot. We are not going to do all of them at once. We'll take it one step at a time. So today we'll be solving an exercise on float, integer, Boolean, character, and string. And we'll see them one at a time. So let's begin. I want to write this dialog that you see on the screen. So should we just print it? Nah, let's use data types and variables. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the dialog down here below so that we can have a constant look at it while we are writing the code. Now, first part, what do you think it should be? I'm going to take the words is and it. So, if you guessed it, it's going to be of the type string. So, string is your data type. str1 will be your variable name. And within double quotes or single quotes, you can put in the words is it, which will be your value. Now, this is known as initialization. Why? Because you have the data type, the variable, the assignment operator, and the value all in the same line. Now, there's another way of dealing with variables and values. Let's have a look. Let's take the next word, that is true. Now, true is basically a Boolean value. So, instead of putting it in a string, I thought, why not? Let's take it separately, just to practice, You can simply put it inside a string. So, Boolean x. Now, this was, what did I do out here? I took the data type and the variable separately. Do not forget the semicolon. And this is known as declaration. Now, when you say x is equal to true, this will be known as assignment. Now, remember, you do not have to put quotes for the Boolean data type. Now that we're done, let's speed up the process. We have the words that you ate. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's just wait. Now what I'm going to do is inside a variable string2, I'm going to put in the words that you ate. That you ate. All right. Now next, what do we have? We have the number 3, a new data type, that is int. So all whole numbers, will be of the type int. No decimals, all right? That needs to be kept in mind. That being done, let's move ahead. Let's put in pizzas by yourself. So again, let's put in string and let's take it as 3, Remember to change the variable name or else there's going to be a clash. Pizzas by yourself. Okay, now let's move ahead. Do you see something left? Yes, we do. We have a question mark left. Now, what I want to do is, I'm going to go ahead and put in spaces in here. Otherwise, it's not going to be a prettified sentence. Now what I'm going to do is char stands for character. Character A is equal to, within single quotes, I need you to put the question mark. That is, it's going to hold only 1 byte, It cannot hold more than that. If I put another letter in there, it's going to give me an error, The error reads invalid character constant, only 1, within single quotes. That's the difference between character and string. And lastly, from the second dialog, I'm going to take in 2.5. And I'm simply going to print in no I ate. Okay, I won't store that in a sentence. So 2.5, I'm going to store it as a float. Now floats are all the decimal values up to a certain range. We'll see the difference between float and double in upcoming videos. And now one thing that you need to pay attention is, instead of only putting 2.5, you will have to put 2.5f. Why? Because by default, all decimal values are considered as doubles. That being done, we have finished. Okay, I missed my variable name. All right, this should be cool. Now let's go ahead and start with our print statements. So system. So what do we want to print? Let's take in str1. Okay, str1 plus, let's concatenate them, bring them together, plus x. Okay, next let's take in str2 plus. What are you doing with plus? You're not adding them, you're just bringing them together. Next, let's take num1. Okay, let's put in spaces here too. Proper sentences, you know. Next, let us have str3. And lastly, we need character A. So we put in A. This being done, let's go ahead and print out our second dialog. Control V, okay, and inside here, we are going to put num2, and before that, let's put in a print statement within quotes. And outside the quotes, let's concatenate it again. We're going to say num2, and that's as simple as that. I think we are all ready to go. And just for a new line, I'm going to put in \n, which denotes a new line. Lastly, okay, there's no lastly. We're done. Let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so do you see we have used all our data types and our variables and put in a nice dialogue. 3 pizzas by 1. Oh my god, that's a lot. But okay, turns out only 2.5 has been eaten. Okay, so I hope this was clear to you. And let's meet again next time with some other exercises on data types, complex ones. All right, bye-bye. I'll see you all soon.